For recruiters who are most beginner, during interview session, one common question will be expected from interview panel. What is end-to-end recruitment? To bring one potential candidate to the organization, multiple stages are aligned. That will be called as the end-to-end recruitment. In other words, we can say that from understand the requirement to till candidate joined, multiple steps are involved. That process will be called as end-to-end recruitment. Now let's understand each step one by one. As a recruiter, you must know your core activities. In end-to-end recruitment, first step will be understand the requirement of open positions. Irrespective of any organization, either due to replacements or new positions, always positions keep opening. As a recruiter, you need to keep on filling the open positions. To understand the requirement of open positions, initially you need to have a job description. If so, next question comes up, where I will get the job description. To get the job description, here two methods are there. First method will be get the job description from the hiring manager. In case you are working on a replacement, usually hiring manager is having a job description. He will share it across to you. In case it's a new position, sometime hiring manager may not have a job description. In that case, you have to go ahead with the second method. Create a job description through AI tool. To create a job description, lot of AI tools are there in the market. You can use any one of the AI tools. In the AI tool, in the respective AI tool, just you have to mention a few inputs like the skill sets, year of experience, or location. Based on the inputs, job description will be auto generated by AI tool. So once you get a job description, you need to go through the job description in detail. Then you have to connect the hiring manager either through in-person or telephonic discussion. Then you need to have in-depth clarity about open position. So, and again, what's hiring manager expectation to hire the candidates? So, in end-to-end recruitment, the first step will be you need to have a in-depth clarity about open positions. Next step will be stakeholder management. Stakeholders are nothing but hiring manager. In other words, we can say that the hiring manager is the one who will hire the candidate for his team. You have to coordinate with the hiring manager for various reasons, like understand the requirement of open positions, share the CVs, get the feedback of shared CVs, scheduling for interviews, get the interviews outcome, candidate selection, like that. To coordinate with your hiring manager, two methods are there. First, whenever you need a in-depth clarification, in that case, you have to go ahead with a in-person meeting. In case you need a brief clarification, in that case, you can go ahead with a telephonic discussion. So you need to have a good rapport with your hiring manager. Then only you will get a clear clarity about open position. It will be helpful of you to target a relevant matchmaking CVs and get it close the position within a specified timeline. Otherwise, the CV between the CVs which you are sourcing and the hiring manager expectation, somewhere gap is there. Due to that gap, position will be vacant for a long time. Next step will be sourcing. Sourcing is nothing but to search the relevant candidates for your open position. Sourcing is very important step in end-to-end recruitment. To close the position within a specified time, it depends on how you are strong at sourcing. In case you are not good at sourcing, finally you will be end up as a underperformer. To source the candidate, two channels will be there. Initially, let's understand active source. Active source means the candidates who are actively looking for a job or who are looking to switch. These candidates will upload their CVs at job portals like Naukri, Found It, Times Jobs. These candidates will be readily available for recruiters. However, if you are good at sourcing, then only you can pull out a relevant matchmaking CVs for your requirements. Next channel will be passive sourcing. Passive sourcing means these candidates are not actively looking for job hunting, but these candidates will be active at the social media pages, especially at the LinkedIn. Using Google X-ray searches and advanced recruitment tools, connect these professionals at LinkedIn and attract them to close your open positions. If you want to become pro recruiter, You must be good at both active source and passive source at this competitive job market. Next step will be screening. Screening is nothing but to validate the candidate. To validate the candidate, two steps are there. First step will be review the resume. You have to go through the CV thoroughly, like a job consistency, according to the job description, a specific skill sets, whether are mentioned in the CV or not. Then the next step will be telephonic discussion. Usually, you have to validate the candidate through telephonic discussion, like candidates' roles and responsibilities in the current organization, candidates' current CTC, expected CTC, why he is looking to change the job. Once you get to know that these candidates will match to your requirement, then you can go ahead to shortlist the CVs. Let's say through telephonic discussion, you have screened 30 candidates. Out of 30 candidates, you have shortlisted 10 candidates. So once you shortlist the CVs, then you have to do two tasks. First task will be you have to share the CVs to your hiring manager. Wait for 24 hours. Surely you will share the feedback. In case you won't share the feedback, then send a reminder email. Certainly, we will share the feedback stating that these many CVs have been shortlisted for interviews. Once the CVs have been shortlisted by hiring manager, next step will be you have to schedule for interviews with the hiring manager. Based on hiring manager preference, either he can schedule for interviews through face-to-face interview or virtual interview like either Google Meet, Zoom, or Teams meeting like that. Once hiring manager is confirmed, this candidate is good to go for selection. Finally, he will lead the stage of candidate selection for that specific role. Once a candidate has been selected by a hiring manager, next step will be CTC negotiation. In this stage, here you are having a two tasks. First task will be you have to collect the essential documents from the candidate's end, like current organization pay slips, offer letter. You have to validate those documents. Then the next step will be negotiate the CTC. Let's say you are having a budget 8 lakhs for that specific role, but candidate may expect 9 lakhs. In that case, you have to convince the candidate to offer the CTC 8 lakhs according to your budget. You can convince the candidate at various aspects like current job market condition, in your current organization, whatever value added points are there compared to competitors, career growth in your current organization, like that. Next step will be you have to roll out offer to the candidate. To roll out offer to the candidate, two methods are there. Nowadays, most of corporate companies for both pre-boarding and as well as onboarding are using ATS. In case in your current organization, ATS is being used, in that case, just you have to give a required input, offer letter will be auto-generated. In case in your current organization, ATS is not being used, in that case, you have to roll out the offer manually. Once you roll out the offer, next step will be get the resignation acceptance letter from the current employer. Even though it's not a mandatory step in end-to-end recruitment, it's a good practice. Certainly, you have to follow this. Once you roll out the offer, what will happen? Candidate before put a resignation letter at current organization, initially candidate will discuss with his reporting manager to accept his resignation letter. In case candidate is a good performer at current organization, in case he is having a good rapport with his reporting manager, there will be possibility candidate might be retained at current organization itself. So that's the reason if candidate share the resignation acceptance letter from the current employer, 90% possibility will be there candidate will join to your organization. In case candidate won't share the resignation acceptance letter from the current employer, immediately you can make a plan for backup. And candidate won't join on a specified date of joining, immediately you can roll out the offer to the backup candidate. Last step will be onboard the candidate. You have to follow up with the candidate till joining, and you have to give inputs about joining candidate details to the onboarding team and coordinating with them. Like this in end-to-end recruitment, various stages are involved. As I already mentioned that if you are good at sourcing, rest of all stages will go very smoothly. Surely you can enjoy your recruiter role. Subscribe my channel and become pro recruiter.